The 10,000 profile picture project era is over. Most drops aren't selling out, and when they do, the value is cut in half. NFT values are bleeding, and there's so much noise in the space. I'll show you why I think this is the case and how you can end up not holding the bag. First up, I want to say if you could hit up that like button, it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Down below, there are chapters so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before getting into the NFT space. Now look, to express my point, let's jump into Nansen and have a look at what's actually minting and how these are actually going. So as we can see here, there's a lot minting today. When we bump across, there are just lots of mints and no one's actually minting. We've got 339 here, we've got 350 here. Bump across, we've got 1,000, 2.5. We've got 4,000 here, and we've actually got Fat Ape Club that has actually minted out completely. Now, if we jump over onto OpenSea, we can actually get a snapshot of some of these projects. We've got an 8,888 avatar project, and it's only sold 4,300. We've got another project here, 7,777, only sold 295. Another project here, 6,969, 2,300. Now, even with a project like Fat Ape Club, they've got 9,999. They've sold out completely. The floor price is actually double what the mint price is, but there hasn't been a reveal yet. So once the reveal happens, this will cut in half quite easily, and I believe it'll settle underneath mint. Another one here, Wicked Monsters, 6,666 with only 2,700 minted. So currently right now, people are releasing projects left, right, and center. There's so much noise out there, and there's only so many buyers out there, so everyone's being torn in different directions. What ends up happening is people are minting things, and they're not selling out. Then they're exiting the project to try to recoup some of their costs, and the floor price drops. Now look, there are going to be people in the comment section below going, what about Kaiju Kings? What about Cool Cats? What about Bored Ape? There's going to be all of this noise. What I'm saying is that you will have to look through 200, 300, 400 projects to possibly find that one blue chip project, because there are so many releasing each day. Now look, this is Ethereum specifically. I do believe there are opportunities on Immutable X and other platforms like Solana and Cardano, but saying this just isn't isolated to Ethereum, and it does spill out and bleed over into those. So please take that into account. This is a generalization, and I do know that there are outliers. Now, the reason that I say that the 10,000 profile picture project is over, and this is a generalization, is it means that you can't just buy into a project, it'll sell out, and hopefully someone else will kind of jump in and buy up the project. A lot of these projects aren't selling out. So if we jump over onto Nansen, we can see here that the blue chip index is sitting quite strong. There's been a slight downtrend, but overall it's sitting quite strong. Whereas at the moment, with the NFT market as a whole dropping heaps, what this shows me is it shows me that there's just too many projects out there and not enough buyers. So the supply-demand ratio has flipped from where it was earlier, about 2 or 3 months ago. So what's happening is there's more projects out there, not enough buyers, so projects aren't selling out. So what you end up with is something exactly like this, where there's so many projects being minted, there's not enough buyers, and all of these projects aren't selling out. Now what this means is it means that any project that you buy into, there's a heavy chance that it's not going to sell out, and it means that you're then going to be bleeding value and essentially just lining the pockets of the people that are supplying the project. Now look, the tool that I'm using is Nansen. You can actually check out a tutorial that I've done up there. You can check that out after you've watched this video, of course. It's a paid program, but it's well worth it when you want to get your NFT stats. So when it comes down to a project, and I'll use Polar Bear Club as an example, this is brought up in my Discord. When you have a look at the website, it's 9,999, so it's a 10K profile picture project, but the roadmap is very standard. It doesn't actually add any value. It says they want to bring in a marketing team as part of their roadmap. That doesn't make any sense. Charity Spotlight, it doesn't say what they're actually going to be doing. And when you have a look at the art isn't bad, but it's the same kind of 10,000 profile picture projects cycle through. So what happens is all of these projects are just using the same kind of, use an animal, change up some traits, make 9,999 of them, make 8,888, then try to just copy and paste a roadmap and then sell it out there. So what happens is there's just way too many of these projects going around for them to actually hold any value. When we actually have a look, we can see here of the 9,999, they've sold almost 1,000 of them. So they've essentially sold 10% of the supply. You could have bought this for 0.08 and now it's 0.03. So you would have lost 0.05 ETH. Now, where I think you can find a tactic in this current climate to actually make some money in the NFT space, find a project that's currently pumping. So something like Mutant Punk City, and I'm actually in on this, and I'm actually going to be jumping in on this project. Their Discord is absolutely blowing up. They've got almost 8,000 people on their Discord. Now, what you should do is jump into these projects, jump into as many projects as you can into their Discords, and start to track how the Twitter followers and the Discord followers are going. Now, what you should do is try your hardest to get onto these whitelists. When you're on the whitelist, what you'll then be able to do is kind of pick these up before anyone else. Now, this is an 11,111 profile picture project, and this will sell out. But what will happen is before the reveal, flip it, put it on the market. Don't hold on to it. Don't wait for the reveal because the price floor will crash. There's enough people out there with rarity sniffers and tools to be able to kind of snipe some of these low ones and offload their less rare NFTs. I wouldn't advise buying any project on a public sale just because of the sheer fact that you're not sure how the momentum is going to go. Now, when it comes down to gaming or staking, you might think that you're ahead of the curve and that you're going to beat out everyone else, but this isn't necessarily the case. A project that I got in on, Bitcoin Billionaires. It was minted for 0.09. The floor before reveal raised to 0.16, and then it dropped after the reveal. Now, the people behind Bitcoin Billionaires have made a game, and they're going to be making a game using it, and they're actually giving a Bored Ape Kennel Club, a Bored Ape, and a CryptoPunk. So even if you've got all these window dressings, it's not necessarily going to prop up a project because people are looking to get in, make some dollars, and get out. So the best way to make money in this current space is get in on a whitelist or get in early. Once you do make that sort of 50% or 100%, get out of the project before it drops because overall the prices are going to drop. When you have a look at the noise that's in this space, it's going to be very hard to find what the blue chip will be. Now look, it's not impossible to find the next blue chip, but it's going to be very, very hard. You can't even go off statistics. When you have a look at this project, 9,000 followers on Twitter, 24,000 members in their Discord, and out of a 10,000 project, they only sold 911. So you can't go off the statistics of just a Twitter number or a Discord number because people can inflate these with bots, people can buy Twitter followers. I'm not saying that this project has done that, but I'm saying that you need to be very careful when it comes to looking at the statistics. That's why I believe that getting into these Discords and checking them daily to see what the growth is like, to see what the community is like, to see what the invite competitions are to get the hype building around the project. Complete the challenges to get on that whitelist and then make the flip real quick. You don't want to be holding onto these projects in this current climate. When you are in a Discord for the first time or the second time, you're going to be seeing people going 1/8 floor, blue chip. They're going to be throwing in these terms out there, all these words. And then when it comes to sale day, people are just trying to hype this up and pump this up so that you can be the person that holds their bag. They want you to be the person that grabs that NFT off their shelf for double the cost, so they've made 2x. You should also remove the ego for trying to make a 5x or a 10x or a 100x. If you can 100% your money, that's absolutely great. For Ethereum or Bitcoin to 100% your money, it is a month-long ride to get that. If you can get in on these projects in a whitelist and you can then flip it, and if you make 50 or 100%, take your money off the table and use that elsewhere because at the moment, the climate is so shaky. Here is what I would be looking for in a project myself. I would be looking for a low mint project, something that has around that 2,500 or less, because you know that it's more likely to sell out and it's kind of going to build some hype. Something that may be able to build the IP and not just a plan to build IP, but someone that's actually executing. So people that have already started to build the ecosystem, and this is stage one. The other thing I'd be looking for is looking for super low cost mint projects or really high ones. I find that the middle of the ground currently, so a 0.05 to a 0.09, this is a dangerous middle ground because this is where projects kind of are releasing that 8,000 or 10,000 profile picture project going, everyone does a 0.05. So looking for a mint price that's a 0.02 or 0.025, and then also looking for a project that's got a 0.15. Because you're cutting out that middle chunk of buying, you're then going to minimize your risk if it drops when it's a very, very cheap project, or those larger projects are going to have buyers that actually have some money, and the people that have some money are more likely going to be holding long term, and they're not playing with their last $500 trying to sort of flip it to $1,000. There are a lot of new people in this space, so take everything that everyone says with a grain of salt. Anything that I say in one of my videos, you should do your own research. You should check it out. If it doesn't look right or it doesn't feel right, don't jump into it. You don't need to buy a project because the project's there. You should never FOMO into a project. When I like to buy into a project, I like to sit on it for a week or two. Even if I'm going to miss 50% gains on the way up, I would rather see an indication that the project is good before buying in. I would rather do that than FOMO into a project and it tumble, because that has happened to many of my projects and it's happened to a lot of your projects. So anyway, I hope you got value out of this project. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, before I go, I'd like to talk about the giveaway. I'm giving away 0.1 ETH when we reach 5,000 subscribers. There's a link below to my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Also, a link to the pinned tweet, so retweet that tweet. And good luck to the winner when we reach 5,000 subscribers. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.